Hello, welcome to hashtag Off the Record, a special Project Offbeat series specifically catered for casual convos. We do this so we can get to know them beyond their careers, the human behind the job, expect pressing talk of the town questions, and fun challenges. If you haven't listened to the episode on EJ Obiena's path, we highly suggest you to start there first. In today's segment, we are joined by national athlete and pole vault superstar EJ Obiena. Welcome to the show, EJ.
Thank you so much. That superlative of super is always fun to hear.
All right. I think why don't we get things started off with the big questions? Thank you for our sponsor, Narrowwood and Watches, for helping us with this segment. Okay, EJ, our very first question for you. Who is EJ Obiena in an alternate world where he followed everything that his parents told him to do so, in his young career?
I'm probably working in TI, graduated electronics engineering, and
Oh my God, really?
yeah, probably working a corporate job, probably a technician more than anything else.
Right. I mean, even if they have these athlete backgrounds, parang it's so I don't know why they don't tell you, uy, mag-athlete ka na lang like us, di ba? Wala bang ganun among your parents?
Well, they wanted me to be an athlete until I graduated university. That's pretty much it. That's I mean, I guess everybody here is like a Filipino Chinese in some sort. So you understand that.
Yeah. I don't know why, right? I mean, but hey, EJ, thanks for really somewhat rebelling on their end, right? Now you're here, a superstar on your own right? So I think that was a great move on your end.
You mentioned that you came from a track athlete family. I'm just wondering though, why do you think your family was drawn to like athletics or track versus the more popular sport that the whole country is obsessed with, which is basketball and volleyball?
Well, my dad is he grew up he grew up very late. It's like his late 20s, 23, 24. That's where he actually grew up. He's very small when he graduated his technical course, very quite small, like maybe 5'2", 5'3". So he was like very close to being a midget. Basketball doesn't love people who doesn't have height, so he wasn't so keen to that. He actually started as a long distance runner. It's something that he could do at that time. Just have fun, something that like you guys is something that he can do after his job. And my mom, he saw it as a ticket for university, a scholarship, and a free ride basically for 5 years of that expensive college tuition.
For sure. EJ, the world knows so much about you with all the headlines that the common mainstream media talks about, right? You've broken records here and there and whatnot. But I think in our podcast, we want to ask you a question. Can you tell us something you wish the world knew more about you that mainstream media doesn't talk much about?
I don't know if I want the media knowing a lot of things. I've been very, my approach in this is just being very candid. So I don't really have red tape, of course there are, but I try to avoid it as much as I can. I just speak what I think and I do what I believe. And I don't really have anything that I wish that they would have known more. Maybe just appreciate the struggles in the daily life of the national athlete, not just for me, for every one of my fellow athletes that, we go through these rigorous training. And I think just that, I guess. I mean, other than that, I don't really have, to be honest, I don't really have anything that I would want the media to take more attention to.
Okay. How about this? Can you tell us something you wish the media won't highlight you too much on? Right? They talk about so many things about you. Are there anything that you would tell?
Good follow up. Good follow up.
Right? If you have this chance, EJ, tell them, could you please not touch that part of my life? What would that be?
Probably the controversies, the things that I do say sometimes.
Yeah.
As I said, I've been very candid. I sometimes regret that, but I think in the long run, I think that's just me being me. It's I guess the controversies. I don't like seeing my name. So the childish Obiena, this and that. Like, I get a lot of articles that are not so nice as well. I get, of course, good articles, but yeah, sometimes it is just a word that I said, and just don't overthink it.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, Draymond Green is not Draymond Green if he's not without his controversies, right? Same with Dennis Rodman, right? And EJ Obiena is not EJ Obiena without those candidness, right? So, okay, off to you, Matt.
For our listeners, we apologize for all of the basketball references.
Of course.
But I guess I want to tackle a little bit about the sport that EJ plays now, but an aspect that isn't as discussed enough. Sometimes when we see you play, it's kind of jarring to see you in like packed avenues or venues all over the world. People cheering for you. Do you enjoy that atmosphere? Because I noticed that you get the crowd to clap for you before you do your jump. No, does it actually help, or parang does it add like more pressure, or what?
To be honest, it helps because I think pole vaulting is a very mental sport. And the
Right.
moment that you just let loose and relax and let your training kind of take over, that's where you're gonna jump your best. And sometimes getting the crowd involved gets you just, your mind is so overwhelmed with adrenaline. You
Mm.
just want to jump. I just want to jump. And I think that's for me is something that I enjoy. And I mean, as I said, I enjoy feeling this pressure, this sense of people expecting something from you, something great, something amazing. It's a privilege. And yeah, I just love that idea, having all of these crowd clapping and synchronized to the way I want them to. I feel like a rock star, man. Like you don't get to do that, and probably not a lot of people get to do that. So yeah, I take advantage of it, and sometimes I make a little bit of weird things for them to follow. So sometimes I just clap like okay, like progressive clap. Then they do it, and sometimes I want them to clap like then stop, and then I felt like I really sometimes do feel like a rock star doing that. It's something fun.
Alam mo, Lance, parang there was this one competition. I don't know where it was. I'm not sure if it was during the Tokyo Olympics, but EJ was clapping his hands, then the crowd was clapping behind him. But then EJ was like, no, this way. I'm not sure, Meron, di ba?
Yeah, I do that.
There was
sometimes they just clap like it's out of rhythm, and I'm like, no, wait, guys, let's do it all together, Yeah.
No.
Or conductor pala to si
right?
Conductor pala to si EJ. EJ, did the crowd, a huge crowd, ever make you cry? Albeit a tears of joy or a tears of like
joy?
Overwhelm. Is there any moment?
Yeah, I mean, in Paris, after Tokyo, that is something that crowd was amazing. It was amazing. They were just cheering in every pole vaulter, but then of course, the less vaulter that's in the competition, the louder the roar is. And I remember there was a guy there with a megaphone just shouting Obiena, like so loud. And I'm just like, I was having a really bad day at the start, but then I would say, the credit goes to them. They just made me forget that I was having a really bad day. I just jumped the way I jumped, and I just let loose, and I just really feel the crowd and really just focus on those moments, and that they want me to jump, therefore I need to jump. And yeah, I'm able to jump a new personal best, and I think that in itself is amazing. And yeah, that made me tear up. Tears of joy probably, but the other side of the spectrum, made me feel like terrible. Back in my Ateneo days, I competed in the uni games. It's called uni games in Bacolod. And in Bacolod, there's LaSalle there, LaSalle Bacolod. And I was competing with my rival at that time from LaSalle, and I was about to jump. And then all that I can hear is a roaring Animo LaSalle. And I'm just I'm about to jump. I feel so small, and I think I just broken down, and I don't know, I just didn't want to feel that again. I was like, I next time do that, I'm gonna make the bar make you all just zip your mouth. Yeah. So
silencer.
yeah, that I cried after that. I was just like, I felt so so small. Like I was so afraid. I was like, the whole freaking stadium was shouting animal and I'm the one jumping with a big Ateneo on my chest. I was like, they didn't want me there,
Right. I guess that's why athletes and the teams, professional teams, fight so much over home court advantage. Parang sobrang laking bagay nun, right? Because a crowd can literally win you a game. Like what happened with you in Paris, diba? So, yeah.
True.
Pero that's the
It
thing,
definitely
no?
helps.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, no? EJ is competing in venues where maybe there's not a lot of Filipinos.
There's always
Diba?
diba?
Alam mo yun? Parang, that's why it's so jarring to me. It's like all of these, like, all of these, sabihin na natin, di ba, yung mga, like, white people, cheering on an Asian dude. It's like, it's such
I can imagine.
it's such a sight that you're not used to. And it's like so empowering.
It's bizarre but fun.
All right.
This was asked to your, I guess, your fellow Olympians and your competitors as well. No, I want to add a little bit of competition here. What would your answer be? In your opinion, what are the most important factors in jumping high?
Jumping high is being able to
diet.
believe that you can jump high. To be
Wow.
honest, I think that's the biggest thing. Because in our sport, the less you believe in yourself, the more dangerous it actually becomes. The more doubt that you have going into that box, the slower you are, the more chances you get flinged back to the ground. So I guess it is the belief, at least in this time, I would say that. And of course, very close number 2 is just a physical attribute of everything. You need to be conditioned. You need to be at the top of your game, healthy, explosive as much as you can. But all of that doesn't count if mentally you're not there.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'll keep repeating it. It is mental.
And height doesn't actually matter in this sport technically, right?
It does, but it doesn't as well. There's like pros and cons. So
Right.
it's taller you are, the easier you get on a bigger stick, on a longer pole. So it's easier to kind of, I guess, jump higher. But then it's much more difficult for a bigger guy to actually do what Kaloy is doing, to get upside down.
Oh, because of your
It's tough.
center of gravity.
Exactly.
Okay,
And also the levers, just imagine Kai Soto doing the bars.
Oh my God.
Kaloy would have done 3 rounds already and
Yeah,
probably
right.
Kai would just be like halfway there. So for us, it's the same because we need to get upside down. So yeah, you get a longer pole, but then are you going to get in the right position to actually hit that vertical? So it is a pro, but it's also is a con for some.
EJ, talk to us about your relationship with legendary coach Vitaly Petrov. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
You mentioned in a lot of your interviews that he was like a father figure to you already, right? Can you share us your relationship with him? No, is he more of a tough love kind of guy, or is he this sweet, charming guy behind the scenes? Any inputs on that?
Sweet and charming, probably not. He's far from that. He's very nice. He's don't get me wrong. He's tough when we're the track. He's very tough. He would not be telling you things that you want to hear. He would tell you things that you need to hear. And I think as much as he is my biggest believer that I can jump, he is also probably the guy who tells me a lot of times that maybe you should quit. He just tells what he thinks, and I think that's one of the things that I love about him. As I said, he's like a second father to me because outside of the track, outside of all that hustle and bustle and travel, he's a really nice guy. He wants to help, and he sees his coaching us, his knowledge of producing this world-class athletes as a way to change someone's life. And it is truly a fact, especially for me. I was a nobody, as I said, and I went here and he took me as his own, and he trained me as well as he can. He spent his time and energy at that age to be the athlete that I am now. So I'm forever in debt with him, and I'm truly am grateful that I met such a guy that, so selfless and so motivated to make me, and not just me, like other people like me, to be a better pole vaulter. And that's his way of giving us the best opportunity at life.
I guess in your journey to be the top of the world, there's always that special club that I feel like is the aim of any world-class pole vaulter. Can you talk to us about the 6 meters club and how difficult it is to actually achieve that?
Oh, that is difficult, man. So just to give you a perspective, there's not a single Asian who have ever done that in the history of the sport. And I think there's less than 30, or maybe, yeah, probably less than 30 athletes have ever jumped over that in the longest time. So maybe Mondo makes it look easy, but it's not, trust me. If it was, and everybody would have been jumping 6 meters, he is just a freak of nature. I love him,
Yeah,
and he's just truly as a freak of nature, and it is an elite. That I think when you jump 6 meters, that's the moment you can say, yeah, I'm at the top of my game. This is, nobody can say that I'm a terrible pole vaulter.
right.
Not a single person can say that you don't know how to vault, except my coach. But it is just that another badge in your career that says, yeah, I was a 6 meter jumper. It is something that not a lot of people have done, and probably gonna be that way for the next, I don't know, century or so.
Awesome. Okay. Here's my last question, EJ. What's it like to have a partner that's a fellow athlete like yourself in the same field, right? Is that something nice? Is that something that people would and that support system would be much more rich if it's someone that's in your field? Could you share to us about that?
Well, currently I'm dating my girlfriend. That's kind of weird. Yeah, but I'm dating a triple jumper. In my opinion, it is helpful. She understands the time, and she understands that, hey, there's gonna be like 4 hours in the day that I
For
can't pick up the
sure.
phone because I'm gonna be in training.
Oh my
And
God.
she knows that, hey, the hectic travel, and then all of these doping controls, and you know even the food, like going out doesn't just define like, hey, yeah, let's go out. Where do you want to go? McDonald's or something? Now we can't. We go do this. Yeah, we need to find where there's like quality food. There's actually, but then you can still enjoy. So in my opinion, it is a pro in my side of things, because I currently live here in Formia alone, and having someone that understands my day to day and understands the daily struggles is a big help. And
For
not a
sure.
lot of people would be in the same shoe. And yeah, sometimes you get to compete at the same meet, and yeah, that's a free vacation.
One last thing for Big Question, sponsored by Nara Wooden Watches. I've always wanted to ask this question to you, by the way. Can you talk about your love of like multicolored socks? Because it's the first, like, when I watched you in the Tokyo Olympics, you wore, if I'm not mistaken, it's the SpongeBob and Patrick one, I think.
Patrick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So like, and sometimes you change it up. Like, can you talk about that?
I try to I try to change it up as much as I can. I think it's something that kind of grow on me. I never really did that before. I only started doing that like in 2020 when COVID hit. It's a reminder for me that it's still a sport. It's still a game. It's still a game. Don't take it so seriously. Don't be so caught up in that pole vaulting life. And I think that socks just kind of shows that, yeah, we are still athletes. As much as it is serious, as much as it is important, as much as
Yeah.
it is the next jump might change my life,
Mm-mm.
it is still not my life. It is still just pole vault.
Beautiful.
It is my way to remind myself. And sometimes, when you get serious, really kind of down, and get all these stress into you, the first thing you do is just kind of look down. and the first thing you're gonna see is your foot, your sock, or something. So if you see
Ganun
your
pala yun,
sock
no?
being SpongeBob and Patrick, I mean, you're gonna be like, oh, what? Wait, what? You know, you just kind of get
Yeah.
that push to get you out of that trance, and that's for me. And if I change it up, I always do, and I think I'm spending way too much money on those. I think I have a bunch of socks now, so if I compete like 27 competitions
Back
in
to
a
back.
year, then there's gonna be like 20 freaking 7 pairs of socks. And yeah, it's
Wow.
not not ideal, but it is fun. It is something that yeah, I do retire some of my socks. Like I
Mm-mm.
sign them, and
Oh.
I write the things that I did. It's like the socks that I got, the 8-ball socks that I got when I jumped 93. That's something that I would never wear again. And
Right. Yeah.
it's there. It's a memorabilia. It's probably gonna be stored somewhere and framed up, and it's gonna be one of the things that probably gonna hang on my house
Mm.
someday. It's gonna be weird, but it is my thing, you know.
Yeah. No, I get you. Is there no washing to that? Wala no.
Oh, I did
What?
wash that.
Oh,
No, I washed it.
really?
Yeah, I need to wash it, man. You know,
Okay.
we jump sometimes in the rain and in the dry,
Oh, wow.
so
Mhm.
shoes do get quite smelly.
All right.
Disgusting
Right.
fact.
Right. Well, thank you, EJ, for having this chat with us, this casual conversation with us at off the hashtag off the record. Thank you again to our sponsor, Narrow Wooden Watches. No, so if you liked our special series, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube for exclusive content. That's at the Project Offbeat. If you want to learn more from our guests, you can reach EJ Obiena on his IG and other social media accounts. Thank you again, EJ, for joining us for this hashtag off the record. I hope to see you again, winning more in the future.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
EJ. Wow.
Ayun, thank you.
What an awesome
Very,
episode.
very welcome,
Galing.
guys. Thank you.
Truly
Yeah.
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much. I have fun. Really, I enjoyed this.
Thank you, EJ.
Thank you,
Have a
EJ.
great
Thank
night.
you. Thank you
And
so
good
much.
luck. Good luck, bro.
Good
I
luck,
hope you
good
win.
luck, good luck.
Please win.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening, guys.
Thanks, man.